Hey gang, welcome back to the Great North Garage. I'm Corey. This is my 1982 Ferrari 308 GTSI. If you've been following the channel, you know that we've got a bunch of work on the engine done in the engine bay. We've cleaned it up really well. We replaced some of the valve shims and we powder coated some parts and put some new gaskets in. And now we're at the point of tackling the suspension on the back of the car. We're doing the sway bar bushings and all the control arm bushings, and we're replacing the shocks with QA1 coilovers that are adjustable. We want to get the ride height of this thing down a little bit. We're also going to do the brakes all the way around the car as well, but we'll start on the back obviously. And we're going to do the fronts as well with the shocks. I love these cars. There's two things I never really liked about the 308s is the US spec bumpers, which we've already replaced with Euro bumpers, and well, a custom carbon rear bumper. I'll show you that at another time. And we've got a fiberglass Euro bumper on the front. But the other thing I never liked about these cars was the ride height between the front fender and the tire. There's just too much of a gap there. I've never liked it. It's always kind of looked funny to me. This kind of sticks up a little more than it normally does because we've had the car up and down a lot and it's not really sitting in its natural state right now, but that gap is always too big. So we're gonna get that down, maybe just even an inch or something. Just make it look a little more streamlined. Anyway, we're gonna get started on this. And once again, I have no idea what I'm doing. I've never done any of this stuff before except brakes maybe in my life. I've never done any suspension work. So yeah, here we go. I'm going to start with the easy stuff. I'll probably start to take the sway bar apart. And I guess then I have to get into the brakes, the emergency brake cables here. There's a spring there. So have to get that off. And I guess I got to take the axle off actually. I guess we're going to have to do all that stuff. So axle, shocks, and then we can get at these bushings. You kind of get an idea of just how bad they are as far as dried out and shrunk and everything else. I think it's going to make a big difference on the ride quality of this thing when we get all this swapped out. So yeah, I'm just going to start ripping stuff apart.
So with a little bit of heat and persuasion, using the sockets, we got the old bushings out and the new ones in. And we've got these cleaned up. We've got these new rubber. These bushings, they just kind of sit in there for now. And they'll squeeze between these washers when they go back in. So for the A-arms, we just kind of grind these little welds out, I think. They're just tacked in there to keep these from spinning. So grinding these out, these should just actually push right out. And we just put the new ones in and tack them in. So it sounds easy. These are so old and dirty, they look like it's all one piece, but apparently they just come out. So let's see how easy that's gonna be. Apparently I have to plug these in for them to work. Hey, that might be working. But if at first you don't succeed, use penetrating oil and a bigger hammer. Probably put this in a vise, but yeah, I think it's working. I'm just gonna have to, I think I'm gonna have to put it in a vise and get a little more secure here. So we got one out. I think it's safe to say that these bushings were probably past their due date. Probably a little bit worse for wear than the new ones. This is going to be fun getting these ones in. It's got to be a noticeable difference when we get it all together. Just have to do that 16 more times. Haha.
I had my good friend Rob Wilson, who's a beast of a fabricator and designer, to weld my bushings in for me. Not exactly the precision work he's used to doing, but I was really grateful for his help. Thanks, buddy. Well, that's it for now. We're going to get these suspension parts cleaned up, maybe a little touch-up paint here and there, and then we'll get back to you when we start assembling these parts. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. We'll see you real soon.